so keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked.
That'll definitely do.
Ew. Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up and then you put your sleeve on. Thank you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
Damn, I didn't start looking in time for a dumb comment to read.
Lags is pretty bad. Whiskey is fuel, Tanner.
It's not great.
Is that bad?
It's I don't know if I agree with it or not.
Yeah, maybe I do agree with it.
I might too. I thought about that. I considered that.
Oh, there's a good one. Moose God. Do a vlog for the Twitter of Raz trying to get to the P.O. box. Would love to see Raz have road rage. True. I would like to see that video.
It's not a dumb comment. That's a fantastic comment.
Yeah,
That's good content
yeah.
idea, actually. Anyways, welcome to the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast, episode number 112. My name is Casey, also known to some of you as Razanon. I am joined once again by my good friend Tanner.
Hey.
Hey,
What's going on?
not much, dude. Not
Really?
much.
Yeah, you haven't done much for the last few days. You're a fucking loser.
The last 2 days, dude, I woke up, I started playing Crusader Kings 3, which came out like 6 months ago, by the way. It's pretty new. And then went to sleep 16 hours later. I did this yesterday, but also the day before. Just binging that game. Holy shit, it's fun.
Yeah.
Like Civ 6, kind of, but
I
different.
wonder how many more DMs you have built up now.
Oh, entirely too many.
Because I can tell you from one group conversation, you probably have about 300 you haven't read.
Oh, I opened the conversation.
Got it.
Which is different than reading.
So
the
here we go,
conversation.
boys. So you DM him, he opens it, doesn't read it, doesn't respond.
That's
Cool.
not true, but for that group DM, which is of course about, which is going to be on, I'm not reading all that drivel. No, of course not.
Okay.
Of course
Cool.
not. I've got better things to do. I've got duchies to conquer. Yeah.
Is that a racist term? What does duchies mean? Could that be considered?
The Duke is the head of a duchy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm just learning, dude. I'm fucking
Any learners?
learning.
I've been sick the last few days, actually.
Oh yeah, are you still sick?
I'm like 85, 90% now. I was Sunday. Oh my God, dude. I think I had the worst sore throat I've ever had in my life. It hurt so bad. Like I almost just started crying every time I swallowed. Oh my God,
I would
it was
rather
awful.
have almost any other symptom than a sore throat. It's the worst because every moment is agony.
Yeah.
You can't even swallow. Yeah. You're like, oh, I have to fuck.
Yeah. It's not great, but I'm fine now.
That's good. Well,
mostly.
Well, we'll see about that this evening in Verdansk, but
cool.
Anyways, we got an interesting episode today. A couple things to talk about. Less than I had expected to. The amount of information we have to cover is not congruent with all of the buzz that has been on Twitter about this video game, but we'll get into it. But there is still, of course, some things to talk about. So first, welcome to our new gold patrons, Peter R. and William F. I appreciate it, boys. Welcome aboard. It's a brand new fucking month. We've got 4 bonus episodes coming up for the Munch of Marth. The Munch of Marth sounds like a duchy I hold, right? The month of March, and which is of course going to be fun and exciting. So now's a good time to get in. But you also get access to all of the past episodes of the Patreon bonus episodes. I think we're closing in on 30 bonus eps, dude.
Are we? Oh, we got to record one tomorrow, don't we?
It's possible.
It's possible. Yeah, it's
certainly
sure
possible.
So we'll consider recording one tomorrow,
You don't get one
or
a
not.
week if you join the Patreon. You get 4 a month. I don't know how many times I need to say
You'll
that.
have 4 of them on March 31st. So get scammed.
It's possible. So anyways, patreon.com/thedropshot. Thank you, boys, Pete and Billy, I appreciate it. And Ty S, our new Damascus fucking patron. Now, I forgot that there's also the possibility that we had some upgraders. I had a gnawing feeling I was forgetting something all day, and that's what it was. So if you upgraded, thank you. I'll include you next time. I forgot to check this time.
Wow. Damn.
But Ty, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Once again, patreon.com/the Dropshot, the best way to support this dumb fucking podcast that is sort of about Call of Duty. It's sort of about
Not much anymore, huh?
I mean,
We should just stop playing video games and just chat.
let's make a podcast about duchies. It's my new favorite word. That's a joke. We're going to talk about Call of Duty, guys. Relax. Also, Buddists 133, which is of course a change it. Thank you for the offline tier 1 Subarino, Dr. Green Thumb 94 with the offline 2 months, and Gifty Boy from him as well. And Ty Dean Soley 123. A lot of offline love for your mans, and we appreciate that. Thank you, boys. Thank you very much. Much love. Means a lot. We appreciate it. Tanner, anything from you?
Yeah, Ty Dean Solar, thanks for the gifted sub, buddy. Buddhist 133 with a tier 1. And then also last one here, Nick Can 86 gave me a $20 donation for literally almost doing nothing, right? So he messaged me yesterday, 2 days ago, and he's like, hey, I think some of my graphics settings reset. Can you help me? So I was like, yeah, of course, no problem. I'm not a piece of shit like Raz. I responded to my DMs immediately, and I was there, right? I was like, yeah, of course, no problem. Let's do this. So I helped him for 5 minutes, and he gave me $20. Nick, don't ever do that again. Don't waste your money on me like that. I appreciate you, but I mean, I paid Drunk Kev $50 to optimize my PC for 90 minutes. I went through graphic settings with Nick, and he gave me $20. So hey, Nick, let's cut that out, right?
Well,
so you're being refunded actually, but Nick, thank you for the generosity. I appreciate that.
So Nick, the next time Tanner helps you with his graphic settings, instead of sending $20 to him, send it to me. That's
crazy.
So a perfect arrangement.
So Nick Can 86 are trying to raise money for his adoption, and you're asking him for money. That's crazy.
Well, don't frame it that
Actually
way.
crazy.
I reject to this framing.
Nuts.
Okay, let's move on. Yeah, very, very kind boys. A lot of support tonight. We appreciate that. And over the week as well. A couple other announcements before we get into the program. The tournament, the gunfight tournament. There has been some buzz in the Discord about this tournament, whatever, however it's pronounced. I had said, or perhaps had written, that it was going to be at 12 p.m. Pacific time, but it's going to be at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Allow me to sleep in a little more.
Jesus Christ.
Now, why are we doing it in the afternoon on a Friday? Well, we're doing it in the afternoon because we have not given you, dear Europeans, many events, and it's certainly been asymmetric to the, the events that North Americans and even Australians are able to attend. So what we're going to do is, duchies are in Europe. So yes, usually, typically. So that too. Yeah, we have to include the duchies. So it's going to be at 1 p.m. That's why it's in the afternoon. Why is it on a Friday? Because Saturday, we're usually working on a notes for a podcast. We could have done them beforehand, but in this case, Tanner and I don't want to be streaming for 12 hours. So it's easier to do it on a Friday. And then a Sunday is, I'm going to be hungover. When? Every Sunday. Every Sunday I'm going to be hungover. So I'm not doing shit on Sunday.
You're such a scumbag.
And on Sundays, I still have to take a couple hours to put up Saturday pod. So that's why we chose Friday. If you can't get a half day with a month's advance notice off of your job, quit that job.
Well,
We said
don't tell them all to quit. How will we get gifted subs?
okay. I specifically we could have done this tournament like this week, but I was like, we should give time so you guys can ask for time off. So that's why it's so late in advance. So if you really want to go, you can. But also, it's going to be Goated Oats' first tournament, and like I don't expect it to go super insanely well. So if you can't attend, it's not the end of the world. This kind of like a pilot run for more tournaments we're gonna have that are forthcoming. Maybe Gunfight, maybe Warzone. We're gonna probably both in the future, but that is that. So anyways, 1 p.m. Pacific time, March 26th. If you can't make it, stay mad. You'll be able to make the next one. We can't have a time that works for all of you. So we want to include the people who have been left out the most, and that would be having it in the afternoon. So, join the Discord if you want to join that. There is a Gunfight tournament channel. Goated Oat, I believe, has made a sign-up sheet for that, and you can find more details there, and you can bug him for details. So, and then I think the Hangout will likely be canceled that Friday, but I'm not 100% sure. What are your thoughts, Tanner?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to. So absolutely get fucking scammed. I don't know how else we would do it. You know, it's like what other day would we change it to?
Yeah, I know.
It's like we can't do it the next day. So we're not doing it Sunday.
It's possible that we would be able to do it Friday night still, but I don't think we want to do that.
We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah. So Tanner and I are going to talk about that more,
out.
but the Hangout might get canceled on Friday night. That Friday, March 26th. But, you know, maybe we can reschedule it or something. I haven't thought too much about that yet. But anyway, those are the details. Once again, in the Discord, there's a Gunfight tournament channel. And by the way, how this is going to work, I'm going to live stream it, or Tanner's going to live stream it, and we're going to live commentate. There's like a Codcaster spectator thing. And so we're going to stream it, and then like, you know, do color commentary and shit, and play-by-plays and breakdowns, reviewing final kill cams. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good event. So if you're not attending or you don't want to participate, you can still come watch. So yeah, that's that. That's what going to be the really fun part of the tournament for me. So yeah. And then lastly, this Saturday, special edition episode of the program. It's going to be related to the Dropshot of Call of Duty podcast. Not going to be related to Call of Duty at all, though. However,
like we said, this is not a Call of Duty podcast.
It's barely a Call of Duty podcast. However, the week afterward, it's going to be very Call of Duty related. So this Saturday, podcast related. Following Saturday, all Call of Duty related. So there's some symmetry there. But this one is still going to be a special edition episode of the program, and Tanner will be hosting it, kind of, or it'll be on his channel at least. He'll also kind of be hosting it. How nervous are you on a scale of 7 to 10?
Why would I be nervous? It's just a normal episode.
Is it?
Wait, 7? Wait, why is it 7 to 10?
Because there's no shot you're less nervous than a 7.
Really?
Right? So yeah.
I'm a hard 2.8. Okay.
Keep that in mind.
I mean, I said that last. What was that last episode where I almost shit my pants before the pod? Was that the Ep 101? I think it was.
Yeah, I think you
remember that. I almost
having
shit my pants a few times.
Some digestive issues.
Yeah, and I guess it was because I was nervous. I didn't think I was, but then it went away soon after. So
yeah, well, perhaps true. Anyways, yeah, this Saturday is gonna be fun though. It's gonna be more of a vibe sesh kind of feel, but we have quite a few announcements, but they're all just like related to the podcast. And then the following week we'll have more for you on Saturday. But the following week's gonna be very, very fun, very exciting. It's gonna be fresh and new. It's going to be very Call of Duty related, but, you know, we'll have more details.
As Call of Duty related as it can get, honestly.
It couldn't be more Call of Duty related, yes. So we'll have more details on that for you on Saturday. Next Saturday. Yeah. Or this Saturday. Whatever. Anyways, anything else from you, Tanner?
No. I think that's it.
Okay. So that's that. Not too many announcements, and now we're going to get into the the meat and rice of tonight's episode.
The
So if you
chicken
were
pot pie
listening,
and white rice.
yeah. So if you're listening to the jingle, here it is. Don't ask him your wife like that isn't your sister who was raised by the same parents.
I don't want to dox him.
You
I don't wanna
absolute
dox her.
piece of shit. You're so dumb. You're such a weasel, a spineless little weasel for asking that and trying to make it
spineless
sound like
weasel.
it's just some guy you
No,
know.
no.
You're
I'm
such a spineless weasel.
No, I'm actually just curious. I'm actually just curious. I don't know if they do that or not. I don't even know if they eat those anymore. I don't know. I'm just trying to see. I was trying to get his opinion on it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Not the other 48 people in chat.
Fuck the other 48 people.
You actually make me sick. But anyway.
Yeah. They've already made their opinion known and fuck all of them, so.
That's true. All right, let's move on. Welcome to the program, guys. Today, couple things to talk about. First, playlist updates. Not much going on here. Tomorrow, March 4th, Cold War is getting a new playlist called Rapid Fire. Features mosh pit modes on Apocalypse, which is the new map, very small. Nuketown 84, small map. Crossroads Strike, Raid, Express, and Garrison. Now, this is like a preschool exercise. Pick the one that does not belong from this list. Okay. Well, Tanner has the cognitive faculties of someone less than a preschooler.
Garrison.
Express is entirely too
Okay.
big. Garrison's a little too big for this playlist too, but Express is entirely too big. I don't know why they put that in this playlist. But every
they
other
wanna
map
force it.
is super small.
Yeah.
That actually sounds like a pretty good play. Raid's actually not
Cool.
that small.
So you didn't
either.
read it. Cool. Maybe go down a little bit, read what it says below there.
Why don't you tell me?
Okay. Holy shit, you're dumb. So this is a special. It's not just a map playlist. So, it's something new they're trying out. It actually sounds very fun. So, there's a constant UAV in the air, always. So everyone is always marked on the map. Ghost is disabled. You see every move of every person.
Shit.
And so it's like meant to be like a quick playlist. And like supposedly you even queue into the matches quicker. I don't know how they figure that out. What does that mean? There's no skill-based matchmaking or what? It just queues you? I don't
yeah.
Because they said that. I'm like, how would that make sense?
Yeah, that's very weird.
So I'm not sure, but this sounds fun. So it's on
Sorry,
small,
wrong
action-packed maps, and there's just constant UAV. That sounds like it would be really fun to play. So I will definitely be giving this a try. And it comes out tomorrow. Perfect. I'll try it tomorrow because I love Cold War, of course.
Which we'll get into, yes. But interesting. I didn't see that. I just saw that I thought that was the name of the playlist. So thanks, Keshav. Really appreciate that misleading fucking tweet, sir. Anyways, let's move on. That does sound fun, actually. Constant UAV. So if I don't have to run Ghost, I can probably run Gung Ho too, then. And now you don't have to run silencers either. Not that you did anyway, but it's actually quite a different playstyle. We should absolutely try this.
Oh, we're going
back.
to.
That's very cool. Awesome. Okay. Awesome. All right, and that's it for playlist updates. That goes live tomorrow. Nothing on Warzone that I was able to find as far as playlist changes. So now in the patch notes. Before we get into the patch notes, let's review some of this new Season 2 bullshit. Obviously, we haven't tried everything. We have not played Outbreak in Zombies, for example. I think that's the only new thing we actually haven't done. Now that I think about it.
I think so, yeah.
There was nothing else besides Outbreak, right? Yeah, that's pretty much it. So everything else we've tried, except for that. So we'll start with Cold War, the new map, Apocalypse. Now, I played this a little bit, and I liked it. Good map, nice and fucking small, which we love to see. It's a small map. It is a small map. You are not going to have trouble finding people at all. The visibility is not great, in my opinion. Even by Cold War standards, it's not great. And there is one particular spot where you can stand. I can't describe it to you. I don't have
I know where you're
map
thinking,
knowledge.
probably. Talking about that little window?
Yeah, and there's like that dumb orb or something, or like a fucking... So like there's a window, and then it goes into a room. Maybe
Yeah.
it's a window. But then beyond the room, on the outside, there's like something there to like the right, if you're looking out the window. And then people will be to the left of that and behind it. And you just murder them. I can't describe it very well, but there is a particular little head glitch camp spot where it's real tough to see people if you're running into that guy. I died to the same dude in the same spot probably 3 times before I saw him. I was like, I know
You should
he's
actually
there.
just get better.
I know he's there, but I can't see him. So then I flanked him, killed him, took the spot, and I was like, oh, I see what's going on. This is dumb. This is a dumb spot. So that was cancer. But besides that, it's quite playable. It's quite fun. Better than most Cold War maps, just because it's small and the map design's actually quite good. Besides that dumb little fucking spot. Did you not notice this?
I don't know. You're describing horribly if you were thinking of the same spot.
Probably, yeah. That's why I said I couldn't describe it, right? So,
I mean, it's pretty simple. It's that there's that one area over on by the temple area. I think that's what it is. And it's like, it's just that little window. And like you crouch there and you look through it. And then the other team comes through and they run through that area and you blend in with the backdrop looking through that window. And it's just like an easy head glitch, bunch of kills.
okay. How do you like
I don't know. You described it weird. I think, okay, this is a really, really, really good map, actually. So this is the most I've played Cold War, honestly. And it's all because I was playing Apocalypse 24/7. Like, I tried to play Nuketown again because I was like, okay, like I'm getting somewhat bored of this map. Let's maybe move on and try Nuketown. Fucking hated it. I could barely last an entire round in Nuketown. It's so bad. But this map actually made it really, really fun. Am I bugging? I think this could be the best new map Call of Duty has put out in like 2 years, I think. No cap.
Why don't we read what you've written down verbatim here? Because this is a strong statement. This is
I think this map is an instant
statement.
classic. I think this will be a classic in Call of Duty going forward. This is a really, really solid map.
Instant classic is strong words. I'm not mad, but
saying that this is the best Call of Duty map in 2 years isn't really saying much either.
that's of course true.
They've made Modern Warfare made almost no good maps, especially for like comparing them to like size, like a traditional 3-lane map. It just plays so well, dude. It's fast. There's like one side isn't more overpowered than the other. Like you can look down mid. So like mid's not just like straight where you can see from one end to each other. There's like that truck in the middle. I don't know. It flows really well, and there's no spots where people just camp, really. I feel like people move on the map. A lot of different areas. Like the spawns seem good. Like what you're saying about the visibility, that is the worst part. But as I've been saying this whole game, I think the visibility is as bad or even worse than Modern Warfare on a lot of maps. So that's not shocking. But I really do love this map, and I think it is going to be a classic going forward.
You know what could have been part of the problem for me is I was also leveling the Fara and the LC10. I don't think I had flashlights on either of them at the time.
I don't use flashlights on either, and I did perfectly fine.
Well,
I don't ever use flashlights. Learn to kit out your guns.
Well, I use gunfighter most of the time, but I wanted to use overkill or whatever it was. Got lawbreaker for the 2 primaries, so I could level them both at the same time. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't played it enough to deem it an instant classic. Saying it's the best original in 2 years, Shoot House might be better. I don't know. I just need to play this map more to get a better opinion of it because I
played this map for probably 4 or 5 hours, and I really, really like it.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't had that much fun in Cold War ever.
Yeah. It is a really good map. And we'll have to see. But I am glad that. And this, by the way, this just goes to show you Treyarch is just better at map design, and I don't know what to tell you. And we were saying this before Cold War even came out. Treyarch just makes better maps.
Yeah. I
don't know why. They just do. And it was not hard to make better maps than MDub 2019 Game of the Year Edition, of course. But yeah, this is a really good map. So that's cool. I'm excited to play it more now to get a better sense of it, because I want to see if it's really an instant classic or not.
Yeah, know what ruined it though? Take a guess.
Oh, dude.
Sniper rifles. Holy shit.
Tell the listeners about this DM I got, dude. That was so fucking funny.
I don't even remember what I said, but Raz is absolutely right. I think he is correct in saying that it's snipers almost strictly that really ruins Cold War. I mean, 100%. I didn't play against snipers for, God, out of those 4 or 5 hours, probably only 30 minutes of those max I had to deal with a sniper. A few of those games, as soon as I got shot twice by one, I would just leave. They actually just ruined the fucking game. They're so easy to use. These people that still think snipers need to be buffed, I don't know what to tell you. You shouldn't be playing first-person shooters, though. Go play a different game. Actually, because your hands are fucking busted if you can't hit people with a sniper on that game. I don't know what to tell you. You're just shit. Get better. Do better.
Or you're on PC.
I mean, I hit shots fine. That's the next thing I was going to say is I got pissed one game because a guy was sniping.
I was waiting for this story.
So I busted out my Tundra class immediately. Immediate clip. Just nutty. You go off. You just one tap everybody. They're so broken.
They really are.
Like, I can't count how many times I started shooting somebody with my Fara. They're always one shot. Every single time they need one more bullet, the dude just turns around, scopes in, and I'm just dead. He hits me in my fucking big toe with a Tundra, and I'm dead.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
I swear to God, they ruined this game.
That ruined my experience. That and shotguns. There was 2 games, because of skill-based matchmaking, I played against the same guy like 5 rounds in a row. And he was using the street sweeper for a few of those.
That's cancer.
What the fuck were they thinking?
Yeah.
I didn't realize how often that thing one taps. I swear to God, every time he killed me. Like,
especially on a map that small too.
Yeah. Like probably half of his kills on me, I got one tapped. At the end of the game, I think I killed him 3 times and he killed me like 11 or something ridiculous.
Jesus Christ,
yeah. I was fucking mauling.
Yeah.
But yeah, really good map other than that if people aren't sniping.
Yeah, agreed. And because it's small, fewer snipers, which is good too. That's like kind of the thing with Express. I think I would like Express if snipers were taken out, because then people couldn't snipe me every fucking angle. But it just ruins, like, all big maps are just ruined by how good snipers are. Actually, it's really
like the average like Cold War multiplayer moron thinks that like they shouldn't be sniping on Apocalypse because there's no like long sight lines really.
Yep.
So that's good. So none of them snipe, but really it's like you can quick scope easily with snipers. It doesn't matter, but people get that on their head. Like, oh, like there's no long sight line, so I won't use a sniper. So it works out well.
Yeah, for sure. Agreed. So anyways, there's a little tangent, but yes, Apocalypse, good map for sure. Stamp of approval. LC10 specifically in Cold War multiplayer, by the way. We'll talk about it in Warzone in a second. I was leveling the Fara and the LC10. So the LC10, it's good in multiplayer. It doesn't stand out to me. It's just like a solid SMG that is not, it's a nondescript SMG. It's fine. It does well. It's not like insane at anything. It's not really terrible at anything as far as I can tell. It just seems solid. I think if I used this again quite a bit more, maybe had all my attachments, I can maybe give you a different opinion. And also if I used it on like a bigger map, like it might have really good range or really good velocity. I just can't tell because I've been using it on Apocalypse and like Nuketown where range doesn't really matter or velocity doesn't really matter either. True. So in those situations, it just feels like fine, but you know, it's nothing crazy. I don't know. Have you used it? What are your thoughts?
I've used it some. I think mine's only like level 25 or so. So I'm pretty much where you are. I mean, it's a solid SMG, but I just feel like the AK-74 in Cold War is so busted that it's essentially an assault rifle too. Like it shreds people up close, and then at range, it's an AK-47 essentially.
Yeah, it's got the velocity.
So it's pretty hard to compete with that. So like the LC10 and the Fara, neither of them I don't think are going to be like busted OP meta guns, but they're both just solid additions to their classes, I think.
Yeah.
LC10, I was thinking it hits pretty hard at range, But like that range I'm referring to is like the longest stretch you can aim on Apocalypse, so it's still not really that long, but I did feel like it was killing quickly for that. It does shred up close. Yeah, there's not really much else to say. I haven't used that one a ton, but it seems it's good. It's a good SMG.
Yeah. I just wish it had more of its own identity. But there's only so much you can do, I guess, you know.
That's how I feel about most Cold War weapons, to be honest. They all kind of just, I don't know. A lot of them don't feel much different.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you on that.
It's just all...
Especially the ARs.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just all like kind of fine.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of variety in this game, it seems.
Yeah. So, the Fara, on the other hand... I mean, kind of the same thing. It's like, it's got good it reminds me of a Rampart from BO4, but with a little less damage and a little higher fire rate. Because it's interesting. It feels like it has like good range, good damage, good velocity, a little more recoil than the average AR, and terrible iron sights.
Awful iron sight.
It's kind of like a Rampart. That's kind of the vibe I get. Just a less chunky Rampart.
That makes
honestly,
sense.
it's like it's absolutely usable. It's pretty good, but I'd rather just use an AK. AK is just better. Way better irons. Good enough velocity. Less recoil. Similar fire rate, I would imagine. So the Fara is like good. It's a pretty chunky AR, but use an LMG if you want a chunky AR. Actually, there's never going to be an AR that competes damage wise with an LMG, or even is going to come fucking close. So like, I just don't feel like it's worth it. So anyway,
I forgot about that. That was the other thing that was ripping me is LMGs. I just feel like, honestly, in this game, if you use an assault rifle, you're at a disadvantage to everything. You're disadvantaged to SMGs up close. You're disadvantaged compared to snipers from anywhere. You're disadvantaged against a shotgun up close, and an LMG shreds you anyway. Like, ARs are actually just the worst weapon class in Cold War.
Isn't that crazy?
It's almost just like, don't even use them.
Isn't it crazy that in a Call of Duty game, you can't use an AR?
I don't know who at Treyarch is just like, one head dev there. It's probably Vondi.
It's probably Vondi, yeah.
I mean, he must be just so bad at it seems like a great guy, but he just must be awful at the game. So he wanted like snipers, shotguns, LMGs to all be super easy to use. That's what I think.
All the shit that's super easy to run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that it's I mean, Cold War has zero skill gap whatsoever.
It's not great.
But yeah. Fara, I think, is really good actually, but there's nothing special about it. It's an AR in Cold War, but the way I had it set up, really quick ADS time and also like very little recoil.
Interesting.
Again, what I thought, because it was Apocalypse. Then I tried playing combined arms. First time I fired the gun, I'm like, oh shit, this thing has a lot more recoil than I thought, because I was shooting somebody at more than 30 meters away.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it doesn't have a lot of horizontal recoil, so it's really easy to control. So to me, it seems like I never really liked the Krig, so this seems like a better version of a Krig to me. But it's like, the AK is just better because the AK kills quicker. I feel like it's got a faster reload time. The AK, you can use the irons and you don't have to waste the attachment on an optic like you were saying, because the Fara has the worst iron sight in the game.
Really shit, yeah.
But yeah, I've actually had a lot of fun using the Fara on that map. I've done very well with it recently.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It felt bouncy to me, but that could be because the irons are so bad that you just notice it more. Like the Fara felt relatively bouncy.
On most ARs, are you running barrels in Cold War?
Every AR, yeah.
Really? I don't have a barrel for this one. Also, because it's this map and I don't need one. I don't need like the extra damage range or anything. Yeah. But I have it set up with like 2 ADS attachments and then like a horizontal recoil attachment. And then I think another, there's something else that helps with like vertical and horizontal.
Field agent?
I don't remember what it is, but it's set up very nicely. I really like it. And it's got the quick sprint to fire and ADS.
Interesting. Yeah. 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 Makes sense for a small map, but it also makes sense that it was unusable in Ground War.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Death Machine. New streak. this was actually, I'm shocked to tell you guys this. Seems pretty balanced, actually. It's
Shockingly.
I was surprised. It's not scythe level broken. It's also not terrible. Like, it's worth using, but it's not OP. Amazingly, they managed to balance this pretty well, I think. It does not kill as fast as a Reaper Scythe. It doesn't hit as hard as a Reaper Scythe, but it still does kill quite quickly. Like, it's pretty balanced. And then a pro tip for you guys, sort of similar to Reaper Scythe too. If you hold down your ADS button while you have the Scythe out, so right mouse button click for PC players, and then I think it's left trigger for controller. Instead of aiming down sights, you kind of pre-spool the death machine, but not 100% pre-spool. So like if you start firing without the ADS thing, it'll take you, let's say, 500 milliseconds. If you're already ADS'd, it'll still take you like 200 milliseconds, but that's a lot faster than 500. For example, that's how it works. So the best thing to do, like I was using this on Nuketown, if someone has a UAV up, great. Call in your death machine. Don't hold ADS because you move slower when you do that. Run right to the side of the house. Right before you can see their spawn, hold down right click, strafe into them, and just Scarface them. And it's really disgusting.
Yeah.
Very good score streak, but also not OP in my opinion. Did you ever use it, Tanner?
I did use it, and I quickly stopped because, like you're saying, it doesn't seem as busted as I was thinking it would be.
Yeah.
Pretty much every time I got it out, I was dead after I got like 2 kills at the most. So that's fine. I mean, I'm okay with that. I don't want it to be overpowered. I also noticed I very rarely ran into it at all. There was one guy on Apocalypse though that was going off with it, and I think he went on like he probably got like 8 kills with it. He was just shredding our entire team. But that was the only time I saw anyone actually do decent with it. I mean, the other times I was killing people that were using it easily. I wasn't seeing it often. For how low the score is to get it, what is it, like 3,500, 4,000 at the most? 3,000? It's in between 3 and 4.
I think it's like 31.
Got it. It's not high.
Yeah.
So that low cost and you're not seeing very many people run it, I think that's a good sign that people don't think it's busted. So they're not taking advantage of it. But yeah. So what made the Scythe so broken? Scythe had unlimited ammo, right? It had no bolt delay.
Technically didn't have unlimited ammo, but I ran out of ammo with the Scythe, I swear to God, like 3 times, and I probably used it 200 or 500.
Yeah, how much ammo did you get from
1,000.
it? Oh, okay, yeah. See, yeah, exactly. There we go. And with this, it's a minigun, and you get 200, 300, something like that.
200, yeah. The fire rate was also faster in BO4. The time to kill in general was slower. So then the Scythe, when it kills you in 2 bullets, is way bigger difference than a gun. Time to kill.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
A ton of reasons. Yeah. That thing was fucking dumb. The wall bangs too with the Scythe.
Oh shit. That was so fun to use on Nuketown. Holy shit.
At the fucking side of a Nuketown building and get like 3 kills. Actually. Like, oh, so I think someone's upstairs. Into the entire side wall. You'll get a kill. 100%.
Also, I think Scythe in BO4 was like, it was almost like sniper rifle accuracy. Like there was
really tight. Yeah.
I mean, it was just pinpoint accurate.
Yeah. One-shot headshot too, by the way.
Green Thumb is thinking it's only 2,200 score. That may be right. Maybe it was between 2,000 and 3,000. Regardless, it's not high, and you don't see it that often, it seems.
Yeah.
I still see counter UAV more than anything, even after they added that cooldown period to it.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, again, surprised. Treyarch's making a lot of right moves. It's just a shame that snipers are so OP. That's actually how I feel about Cold War.
Yeah. Also, with Apocalypse, I do feel like the graphical settings or like the visuals in general are a lot better than how the game was on launch. Now, it could be because this is a new map, or maybe they are just making graphic changes that we don't know about. Because they did that a ton in Modern Warfare, and they never told us once. And then finally you would look back and like, oh shit, this game used to look way different.
Yeah.
So I think Cold War is starting to get at the point now where going forward it's probably going to be pretty good. It's just a shame they didn't have another year to design the game, because maybe it would have been pretty good when it came out.
Yeah, that's fair too. That's fair. It's definitely better than it was at launch. 100%.
Yeah,
So.
even James was playing it today.
Really?
TGD. Yeah.
What was he malding, or was he enjoying it? Or?
He said I didn't watch the stream because I was at work, but I saw he did say on Twitter like Cold War is definitely better now than it was on launch, but he was just complaining about the aim assist still and how busted it is. But it's like, yeah, we never knew that. I mean, we knew from the start that was never going to change, and we were going to have to deal with that. So
Yep. That's good to hear, though. Yeah, that makes sense. I really do think it's definitely better than it was at launch. But anyways, let's move on to Warzone. New ground loot. I like it. It feels like they added to the pool rather than changed the pool. I'm sure they probably took some things out, but I don't know what. So if there were like 20...
Not much, huh?
It doesn't feel like there's anything they took out. Maybe there was, but I don't know what it was. Because it's like... If there were 30 ground loot weapons in Warzone before, it feels like instead of replace 30 with 30 more, they just added 30, so now there's 60, which I actually really like. It feels like there's way more variety. I don't have any data to support this, but I'm still seeing all the 3 FFARs. I'm still seeing the Hauer. I'm still seeing all the other bullshit from Season 1, but I'm also seeing a lot of new blueprints from Season 2 as well. New blueprints for existing guns, and then also like a Fara blueprint, an LC10 blueprint, and a CX9 blueprint, which we'll perhaps get into. But are you enjoying the ground loot pool?
Yes, I definitely agree with you there. It seems they didn't really take away anything, actually. I haven't noticed anything so far that's gone, but yeah, I'm sure there is.
Maybe the Groza. I think that got removed.
Yeah, there's probably some other things.
Yeah.
But I do like how they did it this way. I would rather have a larger variety of ground loot in general versus them just taking it all away and just replacing it like every month or whatever. So
yeah,
this is cool. I like it. Yeah, way more variety. So I don't know.
Have you gotten the CX9 off the ground?
I got it. One of us got it that one game, like the night the patch came out.
Yeah.
I think it was lag or something, picked it up, and we were all kind of messing around with it, and it was just, I mean, less recoil than an M13, literally almost none at all.
It was, that blueprint's pretty crazy. Yeah.
But that was the only time I've ever gotten it. I think if you loot, where is it? I think it's at Stadium, that one room that used to be locked. Apparently, like every time you loot those orange chests in there, a CX9 drops, and that's in Stadium.
Oh. You think it was intentional? Probably, right?
No.
You don't think so?
Wait, that the CX9 is in the loot? Is that what you're saying?
That
or
it's
that
in
it's
the
there?
game. Yeah. In general.
I don't think so, honestly. I
Interesting.
feel like that was a mistake.
Yeah.
Because you can technically unlock it still. It just doesn't
Let you
tell
use
you
it.
like... Yeah, and it doesn't tell you that you're unlocking it, but like you can get it, technically. So
It's weird. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. So yeah, the only way to get a CX9 right now is to fucking loot the blueprint one in Warzone or plunder. That's it. It's the only ways you can use it. And I haven't actually used it myself, but everyone is saying how fucking good it is in Warzone. I'm skeptical, to be honest. One thing you guys have to remember is that when you are using a ground loot weapon, that means that whoever you're killing with it probably also has ground loot. Come back to me when you pick up a CX9 and kill some dude with an FFAR. You're going to be like, oh, this thing isn't as disgusting as I thought it was. It's probably really good by ground loot standards, but like actual gun standards, maybe, but maybe not. I think people are getting a little too enthusiastic about it just because it has no recoil. As Tanner said, M13 also has no recoil, but it's not a good gun. If I could customize an M13 and then have it as ground loot, it would be the best ground loot in the game until someone had their loadout and would just dump all over me because the damage isn't there.
that's true, because I feel like with the M13, because of the low recoil, so you hit all of your shots because it's easy to control, but it takes fucking 16 shots to kill somebody. But since you're hitting all those shots, you're just like, yo, this thing's busted, because like you're hitting all your shots.
Yeah.
And like, yo, this gun's overpowered. Check out, this is the new meta. Fucking TikTok dipshits.
Yeah.
So CX9 is probably, I'm guessing, is going to be similar to that. We could be wrong though, but we'll see when it's released.
Wrong. Yeah, we could be wrong. Once you can put your own attachments on and shit, I'm excited to try it because it might be really good. We just don't know yet. That's all I'm saying is curb your enthusiasm. Call me Larry. That's what I'm saying. Ha! I forgot you have that. That's very fortunate. Anyway. And then last point for season 2 things we wanted to review real quick. The Fara and the LC10 in Warzone. Not good. They're not good. They're just not good. Because,
what about after today?
I don't know about after today. That's an interesting question, actually. I don't know if you've heard anything about that. But prior to so prior to the agency suppressor fiasco, the Fara and the LC10 were just not very good in Warzone. Even compared to like an FFAR, which also had to be unsuppressed because of the agency suppressor debacle, which we'll get into. But yeah, I don't think these are ever going to be good in Warzone. LC10 maybe, but also probably not. The thing about Warzone right now is that until they nerf the MAC-10 and the FFAR, there's not going to be something better up close than those.
No.
There's just no shot. I don't care how little recoil the LC10 has. I don't care how good the strafe speed is. You're not competing with an FFAR right now. You just can't. Sorry.
Nothing can.
Sorry. It's the best SMG and assault rifle in the game, as Tanner has said. That is, of course, true. So I don't care how good it is. It won't matter. Now, if those things get nerfed, because the MAC-10 I think is still better than a kitted LC10 would be. I'm like almost positive of that, because the MAC-10 is really twisted. If they nerf both of those things, then the LC10 might become pretty good. Not super confident, but maybe. Fara, I never see that being good in this game. Unless it's just wildly different than every other Cold War AR in Warzone for some weird reason, it won't be good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think you're right there.
Also, a couple patches went out for general stability fixes, which we're not going to cover. Doesn't matter. There's really only one official patch that actually matters, and it was the topic of like every piece of content since, you know, this morning, really, which is this: agency/GRU/wrapped suppressors, which are for the Cold War weapons in Warzone, have been reverted to their previous state, which is to say that they now increase velocity, they don't decrease it anymore. So they were basically working as intended season 1. They got broken season 2. We called it, by the way. And then they're now fixed. So that's pretty good. Sorry. And then, you know, I would have taken this with a grain of salt, but this has been confirmed, which we'll get into in a little bit. Now on to, of course, hidden patch notes where the real details lie. Shout out to Activision for making my patch notes here for you guys. It's actually 10 times longer from sources that are not Activision or any of their development companies. And I have one sentence from Activision. Thanks, Activision. Real great community fucking communication you guys have. Real great patch notes you guys have. First source here is from Exclusive Ace. He did a video, and I'll link all of these resources that we're going to talk about in the show notes, of course. The first video is called Best Grip for Recoil after Season 2. He's actually referring to underbarrels, though. He's not talking about grips. So he tested these for the FFAR. However, this applies to Cold War ARs as well, because he tested many of these on other ARs as well, but the ones he showcases are for the FFAR, since it's the most common. The TLDR, and I have quite a few videos to talk about. We're not going to go into insane detail on any of them. I'll link them all. You guys can watch them yourselves. I'm just going to give you guys kind of the upshot of them. So, TLDR here, the attachment descriptions for Cold War underbarrels on assault rifles is almost exactly correct and reflective of what the gun actually does. Which is insane. I mean, it's insane that the description actually matches what happens to the gun once you actually use the attachment. So if there's an underbarrel that says it increases your like sprinting move speed, it actually does. It actually does. All this has been tested. So that's great. This is one piece of the Cold War weapons and Warzone puzzle that seems to be in place for now. Now just wait for season 3 when all of this is broken again. But for now, the underbarrels work, which is great. And the best grip for the Cold War ARs seems to now be, or excuse me, the best underbarrel, the SFOD speed grip. It gives you horizontal and vertical recoil control, similarly to the Field Agent, but differently than the Field Agent. The SFOD speed grip also increases your sprinting movement speed, unlike the Field Agent. Did you watch this video? Did you know this? What are your thoughts, Tanner?
I didn't know this because I'm still seeing most people run Field Agent. I was watching a few streams beforehand, and you're right. It is. So the Field Agent does still have the best recoil control, but the FFAR isn't good at range anyways. So it sounds like the speed grip is going to be the best one. Just a little bit more recoil. And am I bugging, or does it look like also it's probably easier to control? It has less horizontal recoil, right? It appears that way. Every
time there's a recoil plot, there's some variation, some randomness. So great game. But the general plot of it looks very similar to a Field Agent. Yeah. So you might as well also get the sprinting move speed, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I don't think the Field Agent has better recoil control, in my opinion.
I think this image does show it's going to be better. I think the grouping is a little bit tighter, but probably nothing that's going to be that noticeable. Like I said, you're not shooting people at 100 meters with an FFAR anyways. You're using it as an SMG. So I think you're right. I kitted mine up for Field Agent grips. I'm going to change that before we play tonight. Test this out. If it feels like it has too much recoil, I'll go to the Field Agent. If it feels fine, I'll just leave it.
That'll be the best test for sure, is actually using it. But to me, the images looked so similar that they could have been like a what's it called? It wouldn't be a rounding error, but whatever. Anyways, so that's cool. And then another video by Ace. All this linked in the show notes. The suppressors are actually fixed. The Cold War suppressors, like the last ones, the agency and the GRU and all that. But they don't describe them correctly, which is fun and exciting. They barely, if at all, help recoil control, vertical, horizontal, or otherwise. So for the descriptions for the agency suppressor for Warzone, it says it increases vertical recoil control. If it does, it's not noticeable or detectable. So maybe it does a tiny bit, but it is not detectable, which basically means doesn't help. That's fine, and you should still use the suppressor, obviously. But just don't believe it when it says it's helping your recoil control. It's not. It doesn't really matter because regardless, you need to use it in Warzone, but just keep that in mind. They've gotten better with the descriptions for the attachments, but we're not there yet. We're not even close to there yet, in fact. I'd like to introduce you to grips. Let's move on.
Yeah.
JGod also put out a video with a little more insight. The agency suppressor also slows your ADS time down by 10% in all categories. So an agency suppressor on a sniper, SMG, AR, LMG, etc. 10% penalty to ADS time with the agency suppressor. This is one thing. It was unclear to me if this was true in season 1. Do you know?
If it slowed down the ADS time?
By 10%.
I don't remember them talking about that much. I just always assumed it did, honestly. Yeah. So I don't think this was ever really a topic of discussion for most people, because it should slow it down a tiny bit, I would imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, just like a monolithic does, exactly.
Yeah. Question. I don't know if you're going to get into this. So JGod here, this video, I didn't have time to watch this. Does he go into all gun classes, or what does he talk about? Just ARs? I guess he did talk about some snipers.
There is a spreadsheet picture. He didn't link it, unfortunately, but it shows the ADS time for all categories. and they're all 10% slower.
I'm talking about vertical recoil control, because Bango was saying that he notices a lot less recoil on the M82 sniper. So I'm wondering if this is going to be like a gun by gun thing, where some of it, some guns it doesn't work, others it works fine, others it does the opposite. Because I mean, he's used that M82 a lot, probably almost more than anyone in Verdansk, so I trust that he says that. So that makes me wonder if like snipers have more vertical recoil control with the agency, or the, what is it called? Wrapped usually for those. It's called wrapped, right?
For snipers usually.
Versus like ARs or something, you know? I don't know.
Possible.
You know, this update just came out this morning. They didn't test all of this yet, of course. So
yeah, I can
that'll be
guarantee
interesting
no
to
one's
see here in the next few days.
tested the fucking Barrett. In
No,
Warzone,
no, exactly.
No one's done that. So yeah, maybe that's true. So yeah, of course that's true. There are still plenty of questions left unanswered, but this is just information we do have as of right now. So we thought we would cover it. But yeah, good question. I don't know, and a good point. I'd also trust Bango, so if he said that, then I tend to believe him. So anyways, JGod also did a video on movement speed. The movement speed attachments appear to actually do what they say they do as well. So you can see this little chart here. I clipped this out of his video. These are underbarrel attachments. He compared the walk, running, movement speed. When it says it does something, it actually seems to do it. The biggest plus is plus 4.5% running movement speed, which is actually quite big. So
it is.
It's interesting. The reason I included this in the podcast is to say they are actually fixing the guns and having the descriptions match what actually happens. Because that's two weapon or attachment categories that, at least for some categories of guns, seems to reflect reality, which is good. The fact that an underbarrel improves your movement speed, I think, is a little less significant than the fact that the description is correct. But plus 4.5% running movement speed. Is this ever worth running? Using as an attachment?
No, not if it's not doing like much in the way of like recoil control or anything. I don't think so. No.
Yeah.
The one that's weird to me is on this image here. It's the Spetsnaz speed grip. Minus 6% walking movement speed. What the hell? But plus 2.5 run. That's... I mean, I don't even understand that, frankly. Why would it be that way?
Yeah, and the description is the con is movement speed, the pro is sprinting movement speed. That's what the Spetsnaz speed grip says.
Oh, so it actually says it. That's such a useless item, right? So we have we have 60 attachments for the weapons, but one of them is that. I mean, it's just...
To be fair, though, are you ever really, like, walking?
No, not at all.
So do you care if your movement speed walking is slower?
Oh, no, I don't care at all. I'm just saying this is weird. This is a weird thing to, like, hit your walking movement speed, but then...
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it is weird.
It's just an odd thing to do. I don't know.
For sure an odd thing to do, yeah. So,
I mean, change it, of course.
That is, of course, a change it. But anyways, again, the broader point there, they're fixing attachments, and I think Raven deserves credit for that. They will all break again in Season 3, so relax. But still, they deserve some credit for trying their best. And then also, lasers seem to affect your walk, running, movement speed, which is fun and exciting. Most of them don't say they change your movement speed, I think, but some of them do, and they actually do change your movement speed. I don't know if these are all totally reflective of reality, but here, the walk run provided here is real and tested, whereas the descriptions may or may not comport with this. I'm not sure. But interestingly, lasers can affect your movement speed. Again, shouldn't matter that much. Shouldn't really ever factor into an attachment you can run, or you should run. I would say the only time something like this should matter is if you literally have a free slot. Yeah. Which can happen on some guns. Some guns get a free slot. MP5, for example. The MW MP5, you just have a free slot. Because the suppressor is the integrated one. So you have a free suppressor. So now you only have used 4 attachments, but you've hit everything. So you have a free slot. In that case, maybe you could do a movement speed thing. That's what I do on my Cold War or my MW MP5. Collapsible stock, increased movement speed. Worth doing. So that's the reason we bring this up. Whether or not any Cold War gun wants to have a floating attachment remains to be seen. I don't think there are any yet. But now you know. So I just thought it was worth mentioning. Next up here, news and upcoming changes. So that's it for patch notes, hidden or otherwise. There's going to be more information next week when more testing has been done after patch 1.33. Because they changed the agency suppressor. Everyone's been testing that, but there's still other season 2 testing that needs to get done. So I think next week we'll have a lot more to talk about on the hidden patch notes front. And so now we're going to move on to news, upcoming changes, report. Warzone is to see a Black Ops revamp in April with the new map. So what's going on here? Basically, Charlie Intel wrote an article based on a tweet by VGC News. And you can see that on your screen here. The expert source for video game news. Exclusive content published daily. Now, I don't know why it didn't take me to the exact fucking tweet like I told it to. Nice browser, by the way. But Warzone will finally blow up its Verdansk map this season, VGC understands. Making way for a Black Ops themed revamp in April, is what the tweet said on February 25th. So there's more details there, but Verdansk is going to be nuked later this season, as we predicted. I mean, we've been saying this for like a year. The evidence was all there, all the fucking nuclear bunkers and the silos. I mean, Tanner and I were glitching into bunkers to like see the fucking nukes and everything. So we've been telling you guys this for actually 6-8 months. And now it's finally, of course, coming to pass. They don't put nukes on Verdansk for no reason. And we said this.
Yeah.
So now we have a timetable coming in April. And then to make way for a new Black Ops themed map. That's the interesting thing to me here. These guys specifically framed it this way, to make for a new Black Ops themed map. The new map might be Ural Mountains, where the zombies outbreak mode is now playable. So then the question is, because Tanner and I were postulating that it would be the new Warzone maps would combine to, or excuse me, the Fireteam maps would combine to make a new Warzone map. And now we're getting intel that the Zombies Outbreak current map might be where the new Warzone map is. So it all gets very confusing. So my question is, are these mutually exclusive? Or is it possible that Ural Mountains, the Zombies Outbreak map, combines with the current 3 Fireteam maps to make the new Warzone map that is all based on existing Cold War maps, both Fireteam and the Outbreak map?
Outbreak uses those Fireteam maps.
Does it?
Yes. I think you go between them. We need to play Outbreak this week. I'm hearing really, really good things about it, actually. But from what I understand, you kind of can it's like some sort of portal that you go between the others, I guess. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, you know. And I believe you go between Alpine, Ruka, and is it Sanatorium or is it another one?
Yeah. Oh, in the mode?
Yeah, or isn't there a third Fireteam map besides that one? Is there 4 Fireteam maps?
There's 3.
There's just 3. Okay, then it's just those 3. Okay. Yeah, so those, you go between those. That's the Outbreak map. It's not like a different map.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking might be the case, but I wasn't sure. So that makes sense. So
yeah, I want to hop on and do some Outbreak. We should maybe try to do that tomorrow, actually.
Yeah, I would be down. So the interesting thing and why I included this is because these VGC people apparently are very reputable and they've gotten leaks right before. So this just
Every single time they've said something, actually, it's came true.
Yeah. So this is just like soft confirmation that what we've been saying is going to come to pass. The more interesting point is that it's going to be in April. That's in a month.
Really? Is that what they said?
Yeah.
April. Okay.
Which also lines up with what we were also saying, Warzone roughly 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But the 1 year anniversary is actually in a week.
Oh, okay.
So it's not going to be like right on that day.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
And then I think also in this article, they were saying that, I mean, again, Verdansk is going to be nuked, which implies it will no longer be a playable Warzone map. Because that's a conversation we spent quite a bit of time on, Tanner, a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, which we don't agree with.
Should there be 2 Warzone maps?
Oh,
like,
yes.
should they keep Verdansk or should they just get rid of it? And it seems like they're just going to get rid of it.
I feel like this nuke they're talking about, it's like, it's a video game nuke. Sure, in real life, that whole area would just be decimated. But I feel like in this game, they're going to, quote, nuke areas of the map, and like it's going to change those areas. There's no shot that map is gone. I refuse to believe that.
I think it's going to get repurposed for a zombies mode.
I don't know. Like we had said last time, though, if this new map sucks, this could quite literally kill Warzone.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know how bad this could just kill it altogether.
True.
And based on how seamless the Cold War transition was, what's not to say getting a whole new map is going to be a fucking disaster. If it's really fire team maps, are there going to be like weird like head glitches and shit? It has the potential to just ruin Warzone. So if that's the only map and we end up being stuck with that, if something like that happens, that would be really, really bad.
Agreed. Agreed.
I like, they should have one map updated and change areas quarterly. That's like, I like the way Fortnite does. It's technically always been the same map, but they just do changes to it. And then every once in a while they'll make like a major change, but it's still technically the same map. And a lot of those same areas that have always been there are still there.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I think is going to happen, I mean, we had that weird bug where it said like press X to summon zombies in Verdansk. We now have the ship that has zombies in it that you can kill right now in Verdansk. They're talking about nuking Verdansk. I think Verdansk is just going to be repurposed for a zombies mode that you can play in its UI or whatever, in MDub, basically.
Would it be like a Warzone zombies, like a permanent playlist, though? Is that what you're thinking?
What if... I'm not sure. What if what happened was they released the new Warzone map in the Ural Mountains, based on the fire team maps? Okay. And then also, they have the nuked Verdansk with zombies map. So it's Verdansk, but it's changed, and there are zombies. And this is like a 3-week long event, similar to the Halloween event, where it's like all crazy, whatever, and there's zombies, and it's kind of goofy. After the event is over, they take out the zombies, re-release, they take out the zombies, but they keep all of the post-nuke shit. So maybe prison has been nuked, it's still nuked. Like maybe the dam's broken, it's still broken. But then the changed Verdansk map comes back to Warzone without the zombies for a traditional BR experience, but there's no goofy zombie shit going on.
That would be super ideal. So that's what I was thinking in my head as you started talking, and you said exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So what if it ends up being like in about a week, the 1 year anniversary of Warzone being released? What if those zombies start to move throughout the map more? So instead of just being at shipwreck, they start moving around. They're in downtown, places like that. Like every week they update it and zombies are in more and more areas. And then that sometime in April, what happens is there's zombies covering the whole map. So what they have to do is nuke it. So they nuke it. Maybe then we get a new map, but then Verdansk is nuked, and like you'll play in like, you know, the nuclear ash and all that shit for a couple weeks, and it'll, you know, be all foggy or some disaster like that, or, you know, cloudy. And then it's like that starts to settle, and then the zombies are gone. And then, yeah, at the end of all of that, it's like say like a 1 month ordeal. At the end of all that, we just have nuked Verdansk as a playable map.
Yes.
But you're thinking, you know, the listeners are probably thinking nuke like it's just a big hole. No. It's probably areas of it have been destroyed.
Tactical nukes.
Yeah. Areas of it have been destroyed. There's probably a lot of the buildings are probably still there, but maybe broken down or something. I don't know. That would be ideal. Do they have the capability of doing that? Probably not. But that would be cool. And that would be ideal. I don't know how I would like playing with zombies for that long though, but I don't know.
I think that the more that I think about this and the more that you and I talk about it, it seems more and more likely that that's what they're going to do. Because like you said, dude, they're not going to gamble their biggest moneymaker of all time on the next map being good. Like there's just no way. They're going to keep Verdansk in some
no shot.
fashion.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way they'll do it.
Oh, chat's reminding us, when we first dropped into the new map, remember I landed at one of the bunkers and there was that zombie terminal that says like 5% loading.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's 20 regions on the map. One of 20% is okay, so zombies are only at shipwreck.
Yeah.
And as Rizzle says, 1 of 20, so that's 1 of 20, that's 5%. So they probably are going to end up moving throughout the entire map, and then it's just going to be, you know, because there are 20 POIs on the map, and then at that point, they're going to be everywhere.
Yeah.
And then the nuke comes in.
Yeah. Yeah, to kill the zombies or whatever. Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, Green. Uh-huh.
We figured it out, boys. We cracked the code. If this stream gets DMCA'd, you know we were right, by the way. So just keep that in mind. So, anyways. Yeah, makes sense. I actually would be really happy with this, because then we would get to keep we'd get to keep Verdansk, and it would be different. So it would be fresh and new, but it wouldn't be so new that they would butcher it. Probably not. You never know with Activision. But then we would also have a second brand new ass map. So it would just be like the best case scenario, I think.
I actually like Verdansk now, to be honest. Like the more I play it, the more I like it. And it's because I know what areas to avoid now because I've been playing it more, and I know which areas I like landing. Exactly. So I've really started to like it more. Yeah. So I hope they don't just get rid of it. I don't think they will. Yeah, agreed.
So anyways, that's that. Very interesting stuff there. And we will see what happens, but it would make sense that, although they'd have to do like 20 patches in a month, which they're not on pace for that, right? They might do like 3 POIs for like next patch. So then we're at like whatever, 20%.
We can just about guarantee this, right? Something will happen next week, probably a week from today, for the 1 year anniversary. Yeah, something will happen that day.
100%.
It's probably zombies moving throughout the map more.
100%, yeah. So, anyways, moving on. Also, Treyarch explained recently why they made Cold War Zombies Easter eggs much easier to complete this year than they've ever been in the past. I'm not going to bore you with the details here. You don't need to know anything other than that they did make them way easier to complete. Now, why is that? Before I tell you, just take a moment to think about it. Take a moment to guess. Why would they make zombies Easter eggs easier? Well, why have they done every shit change they've done to their franchise recently? Shrink the skill gap, make everything achievable by everyone, and then sap the fun right out of the game. Apparently, it used to be like only 2% of players did the zombies Easter eggs because they were like more challenging to do. But now they're so easy to do that they're not worth doing. So even if 90% of people do it, it doesn't matter anymore because now it's not special to do, which defeats the purpose of the Easter egg, right? So this is just more evidence that the entire focus of publishers and devs, especially Activision and Blizzard Entertainment, is to make everything appeal to casuals and massively compress the skill gap. And it takes the special achievement feeling out of getting an Easter egg if it's super easy to get and you know everyone else has gotten it. So
yeah. Well, also, the article said here for the past ones, less than 2% of the players were actually seeing that stuff unless it was shown on YouTube. And it's like, think of all the man hours to develop that shit to do these Easter eggs for like nobody to be able to complete it. I mean, it makes sense.
I disagree. I mean,
okay.
I don't know what
I mean, we would have never done the Easter eggs, obviously.
Yeah, and I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. I want people who are actually good, dedicated zombies players to be the only ones who do it. Because then it's special. And then you have to go on YouTube to find it. Because it's like, I'm not going to fucking do that.
Yeah, the zombies community is molding, actually. They're not making the same money they used to, or they could have. They're doing fine, though.
Yeah, okay. Well, Tanner's a cynic, but...
Noah J is doing just fine, I think.
I bet he is. But anyways, I don't know. The broader point that I wanted to touch on by bringing this up is that things are going to keep getting more and more casual friendly, appeal to casuals. Nothing wrong with being a casual, but if you do that too much, then you take the fun out of it for everyone, including the casuals. Because some casuals want to stop being casuals and they want to be the guy that did the Easter egg. I've struggled for things in video games that are hard to get, and when I finally get them, I'm like, oh, dude, this is awesome. It's really cool. Not that many people have it because it's hard to do, but I got it, and I had to fucking like work for it. That feeling is gone. That feeling does not exist in video games anymore. It's gone. You can no longer try for something difficult and then get it and feel good about it. The only exception I can really think of is like an insane elo in a game like Valorant or like World of Warcraft and CSGO. But those are just strictly like ranks. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't like this.
Video games are very casual now.
Yeah. And it takes a lot of the fun out of it. They're
also more popular than ever. So are they more popular than ever because they're so casual, or are they making them more casual because they're becoming so popular?
I think they're becoming so popular recently because of COVID, honestly. That's why all these celebrities are like gaming and shit now. Fucking T-Pain is the hottest streamer on Twitch, and you know that wouldn't have
Did you see in the
COVID.
last 3 days how many people have ordered or received their PCs in our Discord?
No, I haven't.
I mean, Rizzle has one now. Lemur has one. Leia just got one. They're all getting them now,
dude. That's
just
fantastic.
so many. Sal just ordered his today.
That's awesome.
Actually, crazy. We're gonna have no console players in the Discord soon. It's funny.
Thank God. That's cool. Cool. Very cool. So, anyways, I don't know. Just a broader point I wanted to talk about. Also, small point here: a high-resolution texture pack for MDub and Warzone went live on PlayStation and Xbox. It is recommended only for PS4 Pro and PS5 players with high-resolution displays. And then if you boot up the game, it should prompt the download if you opt into it. Once you have it installed, for now, the only real change is it seems to output the game at 4K on PS5. That's probably worth installing if you have a 4K display on your PS5. Because it's going to, even if it's upscaled to 4K, with how good super sampling is now, it's going to look better. Like, it'll look better on your PS5. At 4K, native or otherwise.
Get a PC, but yeah.
Get a PC for sure. But anyways, that texture pack is live. So if you haven't done it, look into it. So anyways, anything else you wanted to talk about this evening? Tanner Dropshot.
No, I'm excited for Warzone and the suppressor fixes.
True.
I'm also back on that Iceman Isaac NVIDIA filter game. So we'll see how the stream quality is tonight.
Now?
I already set it up. Yeah.
Cool.
It's all ready to go.
Very cool, dude. Very cool. So anyways, that's it for the program. XTP 666, very demonic, with the 3-month Primarino Thanks for the great pod, guys. You're welcome. XTP, thanks for the prime, dude, and the support. And welcome back, brother. Appreciate that. Appreciate having you here. Thank you for the sub. And all of you, thank you for the love tonight, guys. Pretty nuts this evening, which I will, of course, take. So thanks, guys. Much love. Now, real quick, iTunes fucking reviews, dude. If you rate us 5 stars on iTunes, and you leave a rating or review, excuse me, Jesus Christ, I'll read it like I'm going to do now. This one's from Urban Bigfoot again. So I shouldn't be reading this. I don't read repeat reviews. It shows as new if you update it, just so you know. But if you do that, I won't read it if I catch it. But I didn't catch this one in time, so I'll give it to him. The title, it's also short. The title is Bronze 1 Lobby. Controllers are better, PC peasants is the review. So, okay, I'll keep that in mind. I appreciate the analytics, you dumb bitch. And Urban Bigfoot, stop editing reviews. I'm not going to read the next one. I won't read it. But I appreciate it, dude. Thanks for the analytics. Once again, rate us on iTunes. Best way to support the program, of course, patreon.com/thedropshot. $5 a month, 4 bonus eps per month, and maybe even more shit than that. We'll have more details shortly. Be here Saturday. But that's definitely going to be the case, if not more.
I gotta pee. Don't do the outro.
Okay. But yeah, anyway, whatever. $5 a month, 4 bonus eps, and maybe more. And access to the entire back catalog. We've also got another tier called Damascus. You can give us a lot more support and get more out of it that way as well. You can see the website for details. That may or may not be changing soon, so keep your eyes peeled. But regardless, now is a good time to join the Patreon. Let me just put it to you this way. It's a good time to sign up, dude. It's a good time. And we appreciate, of course, all of our fucking Patreoninos. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what anyone's saying. I think the caliber of today's program was about a 6 out of 10. That's what I would rate today's program. Not our best showing. I feel like it's been such a long time since we did a podcast.
That's
even though
crazy.
It's always Saturday to Wednesday. It's
What do you mean a
very weird.
6 out of 10?
Yeah, it felt like a 6 out of 10 broadcast.
I was thinking
tonight.
like an 8.3 out of 10, to be honest.
Really?
I thought it was pretty good.
Interesting.
You, of course, haven't played Call of Duty in, I don't know, 72 hours, so that makes sense. You're such shit. It's crazy.
Go live. How about that?
I've been live for 1 minute and 33 seconds.
Okay, be live longer. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for watching. Tell us what you would rate this episode. Is it a 6? Is it an 8.5? Is it a 10?
And
Every
of course,
episode's, of course, a 10.
Of course, though, the best way to tell us what you rate this podcast is go to patreon.com/thedropshot. Sign up for the Damascus tier. And then on there, tell us what you rate it. That's the best way.
That's, of course, the best way. So, thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. We're going to go get some dubs in Verdansk. Have an excellent evening, of course. And as always, remember, stay humble.
Stay humble.
Thanks for watching this episode of The Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe because in addition to full episodes like this, we've also got clips from the show, as well as gameplay breakdowns and more on the channel. The show is streamed live on twitch.tv/Razanon every Wednesday and Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So give us a follow over there, make sure to turn on notifications, and you can chat with us live during the podcast. And of course, we are available wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for The Dropshot on your favorite podcast app and make sure to give us a follow. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. And as always, remember, stay humble.